Hello viewers, welcome to the Deconstruction. In order to formulate your own opinion on the matter, we always recommend watching the advertisement itself beforehand, which is linked to the description in the bottom of the video. Today, we are going to deconstruct the national ad for Prevagen, a nutritional supplement marketed to improve memory. Together, we will determine if there is sufficient evidence to support this claim. The commercial mentions that their actor portrayal says yes, there is sufficient evidence. The narrator refers to this discovery as a breakthrough. Is this information accurate, and does it translate into clinical efficacy? First, let's take a look at the packaging. The box has phrases like clinically tested, regular strength, supports healthy brain function, and can give a sharper mind with clearer thinking. In order to put these claims to the test, we first must learn about the active ingredient in Prevagen. So, what is Prevagen? It is a calcium-binding protein called apocorin. This specific type of protein binds to calcium ions in solution. We will dive deeper into this mechanism later. The ad does claim that, as we age, we lose proteins, and Prevagen supplements these proteins. So, let's go through the research and see how this can translate into clear thinking. Here, we have the research study that is alluded to on the label by the phrase clinically tested. They mentioned that it is a double-blind, placebo-controlled study. This means that both the researchers and the participants were blinded or unaware of whether they received Prevagen or placebo. Although the study design is valid, there is one major problem. This paper was never actually published, and the paper was paid for and written by the owners of Prevagen, Quincy Bioscience. That is a major conflict of interest. In the world of science, nobody quotes unpublished data as if it is evidence, because that would make you, well, unscientific. In order to conduct this study properly, one should at least determine if this protein can survive digestion and cross the blood-brain barrier. Remember when the ad said that as we age, we lose proteins and Prevagen can support these? They are showing us brain proteins in the commercial, but don't prove to us that Prevagen ever gets near the brain. None of this is discussed in their paper. It is true that published studies suggest that high levels of calcium in aging are observed in Alzheimer's patients. So, the idea of a calcium-binding protein, such as apocorin, is reasonable, but there's just nowhere near enough evidence to support the idea that it is clinically tested as stated on the bottle. Let's talk calcium. We know it's important for your bones, but what about your brain? Studies suggest that as we age, calcium levels increase, although this association was predominantly studied in the context of Alzheimer's disease. Now, it is important to understand that Alzheimer's disease is a specific cause of forgetting. There are actually many different reasons why someone could begin to forget, such as age-related memory loss, vascular dementia, and Lewy body dementia. Age-related memory loss is common and seen in normal old age. Vascular dementia is due to numerous infarcts or strokes in the brain, and Lewy body dementia is a disease that resembles both Parkinson's and Alzheimer's. This brings us to a good teaching point. Dementia is a symptom. There are many causes of dementia. Alzheimer's is one cause, but so are other causes. With age-related memory loss, it is not classified as dementia because it is attributed to the normal aging process. Notice how calcium is only related to Alzheimer's in these studies. These are the same type of studies the makers of Prevagen quoted in their paper. This suggests Prevagen was only studied in the context of Alzheimer's, but from the advertisement, it appears that this is marketed to people with age-related memory loss. Since they say things like, "Do you want clearer thinking?" A person with Alzheimer's disease is unaware of memory loss and wouldn't be able to understand that they want or need clearer thinking. So, this is either poor understanding of the science behind their own product, or a gross conscious exaggeration of the indications to offer this product. And none of this even matters if we can't get Prevagen to the brain, since that's where it does its job of supposedly lowering calcium levels. This is a great opportunity for another teaching point. We will discuss what happens to a protein during the digestion process. Since apocorin is a protein, there's no reason to think its digestion should be any different. So, here we show a pill of Prevagen in the stomach. Prevagen, like other proteins, is broken down into amino acids. Amino acids are the building blocks of protein. When exposed to stomach acid, the connections that help it retain its function are broken. Enzymes like pepsin break down the connections even further so that we can absorb the amino acids. This is what happens when we have milk protein, beef protein, plant protein, and yes, even Prevagen protein. All the different proteins turn into amino acids. Now, let's just say the apocorin escaped digestion. In order for it to supplement brain proteins like the commercial said, it would need to get to the brain. For this to happen, it would have to cross the blood-brain barrier. There are a lot of ifs in the study of Prevagen, and the clinical studies they provide us do not deliver evidence to prove to us that Prevagen makes it into the bloodstream, let alone the brain. So let's go through the claims made in this advertisement one by one. Claim 1, it's clinically tested. Claim 2, Prevagen supplements proteins that are decreased with age in our brains. Claim 3, it's a breakthrough. Claim number 4, it supports various brain functions like clear thinking. Claim 5, it's safe and effective. And claim 6, the original protein is found in some species of jellyfish. For claim number 1, as we discussed, the quoted paper was never published, therefore the data has minimal validity. Claim 2, again, we cannot make these conclusions since there is no evidence to prove to us that Prevagen crosses the blood-brain barrier, let alone make it into circulation. For claim number 3, it can only be a breakthrough with numerous third-party, basic, and clinic studies to support the central claim. The breakthrough serves as an advertising tool to motivate you to purchase Prevagen. For claim 4, remember what we said about claim number 2, we don't have the research to support this. For claim 5, since protein digestion yields amino acids, the manufacturer is correct in asserting it is probably safe. This product is a nutraceutical, meaning it doesn't require FDA approval for sale. As for the effectiveness, the data is lacking. And for claim 6, we will give them this. The protein is indeed found in some species of jellyfish. People who have tried Prevagen may report experiencing some of the claims. One explanation is the placebo effect, which is defined as a beneficial effect produced by a placebo, drug, or treatment that cannot be attributed to the properties of the placebo itself, and must therefore be due to the patient's belief in that treatment. In other words, it's possible that believing that something will work is enough, even if you are taking a protein supplement that is marketed as a memory aid. Again, we always recommend that you view the advertisement and conduct your own research to help you formulate your own opinions. Our goal is to provide you with the necessary information and educational background to enable you to do so. For full disclosure, we are not commenting on whether you should take Prevagen. Rather, we are breaking down the advertisement and assessing whether it is factually accurate. For Prevagen, based on our review and the claims that were made, we can say that this commercial earns the unfortunate rating of 1 out of 5 brains. Thanks for joining us for this deconstruction. As always, if there is an advertisement you would like to see deconstructed, please let us know in the comment box below. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel for the latest deconstructions.